Okay. Real quickly about header files and how they work. So we've talked about in our test code, if you look back in here, test first-test.cpp, we declare what the function is inside of the test. This is not necessarily good practice, because what if we need to test more functions? Well, now we need to update our test first-test.cpp for each one. And if we have multiple test files or multiple places we try and use add, then we're going to have to rewrite the function heading in multiple locations. To fix that problem, we're just going to have a header file where we define what it is in one file. So I'm going to go into the source directory. I have a CPP file, so it's usually a good idea to make a header file. Hey, remove that site. In here we'll have the, I don't know what I did, int add int a comma int b. There's the function declaration. That's all that's in the header file. It's the header of the function, right? It's what defines what it is. Okay. Close that. That's all I have in here. Back in our test code, instead of declaring the function, we're just going to include add.hpp. So if you recall, what include does is it takes whatever that file is and actually just copy pastes it into this file. It's really all it's doing.
Do you have to do that in a folder?
It is. And I'm going to show you a little trick about that momentarily. Yes?
I was wondering if you could change like add.hpp based on that, or you point to that folder.
Normally, that is what you would do. You'd have to do something like source/add.hpp. And if I did that, I came over here, I ran it. Whoops, let me go back one. No such file or directory. I may have to do ... yeah, like this. There it goes. And then it would work. That's how I'd find where the HPP is from where this file is located. Not a good practice. Instead, you can do something different. Just call it add.hpp. Wait, do you see what the error was there, guys? Okay. Someone. If you go back in your make file and you tell GCC, hey, by the way, look inside of SRC. Oops. Like that. Include the SRC directory. Then it's going to go and automatically, when you ask for a header file, it'll first look in the current directory. If it's not there, it's going to go check your includes, where you define with -i, and see it's in there. That way you don't have to put that whole ... slash and everything else. It's going to, GCC will automatically put that in there for you. Okay, now let's see what's another good problem here. Let's create, good old mult.cpp. Here we go. Now let's pretend that this is a terrible implementation of multiply. We're just going to add b a times. Obviously not what you want to do. But let's say, also for the sake of argument, that we wanted to use our add function. Let's see, ret comma b, and then have ret equal to what that is. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, for mult to use it, what would need to happen? We'd have to declare it. All right, so we'll go ahead and include add.hpp. All right, let's go back to our make file. And if we want to also test for mult, we'll do source mult.cpp, right? Because we want to add it to the compilation list. Okay? Yes?
Since you did the include source at the beginning, do you need the sources on all of those?
This is where the file is located.
So you still
This
need
is,
that.
yeah, you still
This
need.
is just for inside of the others.
And, oh, it actually is going to fix me for it. That's great. All right. add.hpp. It worked. Wow. Thanks. Okay. And then let's go over to test. First test. And why don't we actually we'll do test 4, and we'll call it molt of 2 and 2 should still equal 4. Oh, now we're going to have to include another header file. Right? Alright. So we're going to go ahead and have to create that. Okay, there we go. Let's type in make. Ooh, it still didn't give me a redefinition. That's great. Well, now, another very common thing to do. Where are we testing? So let's go into source. We'll go into molt.hpp, or not HPP, CPP. Normally, you want to include your own header file up top, and that'll make a lot of sense later on. So we really want to include molt.hpp, which means that molt.hpp should actually include add.hpp. So it gets the add function, which then gives it to multiply later on. Okay? All right. We'll do a make. That's amazing it didn't give me an error. It's supposed to at this point. Yeah, it's supposed to give me an error. I wonder why it didn't. Because what's happening, and it's not doing it this time, is I include add, and then I include molt, but doesn't that mean I'm redefining add in 2 locations? Yes. It's weird that it's not giving me an error for that one. I wonder if the test gen fixes that for me. It's not found. Interesting. It's not found. How's it not found? It's not supposed to work like that. Well then, I guess we'll do it differently. One moment while I try and force it to do the problem that it was supposed to do. Whoa. Don't call that one test. Y3 down. We'll call this one all. Forget that. And source/main.cpp. We'll call it main. And if this doesn't work, then I have failed you all. Wow, I have failed you all. I wonder if the compiler got a lot smarter. Apparently. So, what's that?
Maybe H can exist now.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is the error that used to occur. I'll show you the error that used to occur that apparently doesn't anymore. All right. So if I include, let's see, go back in the source main.cpp. Oh, let's include add. I'm sorry. Now it should give me an error. Nope, it didn't. Okay. Wow. All right. So what's happening here? I'm including molt.hpp, right? Well, let's look at what the error used to be. Molt.hpp includes add.hpp. So we're going to tab new add.hpp.
Is it because you don't have any like multiplication statements in it at all?
No. So what's happening is basically this molt.hpp is being replaced with that plus that. Okay? That's what the preprocessor does. It just copies and pastes those two things there. Now I'm including add.hpp. What's that going to include? Well, that includes what's over here.
So it's just going to keep looping
And now, what's the error that's supposed to occur, but I guess no longer occurs? What's that? Yeah, add is being redeclared twice is the normal error that occurs here. But apparently, G++ is now okay with that. Or it fixes it for you. So, what we're going to be doing, the way you fix that is you use the preprocessor. You go if not defined, and then you give it something like molt_HPP. If it's not defined, well, first thing you want to do is define it, and then end if. Okay? What this forces it is that this code from if not defined to end if will only be included once in your program, is what it's going to do. And we can do the same thing with add. If not defined, add_HPP, define, add, and then end if. So, when molt includes add right here, it's then going to define add.hpp, which means that the second time add.hpp is called, it's not going to be redefined or included again because you've already included it. That was the error that used to occur. Apparently it does not anymore, which I guess is great. But if you ever come up with redefinition errors, just look at it. All right. All right, how are we doing? Okay, great.